Today, I'm going to show you how to make this really fun, super quick little Christmas tree. You can make it with the wraparound or without. For this project, you will need your yarn of choice. I am using Bernat Baby Blanket Sparkle. I'm going to use 2 different size crochet hooks, one for the tree and one for the star. I'm using a 6mm for the tree and a 5mm for the star. The star I will be making in Big Twist Value. This is the color Varsity Gold. You're also gonna need polyester fiber fill. You're going to need more than just this. You're gonna need a significant amount for a little teeny tiny tree. I do crochet rather fast. If you need to, you can slow down the playback speed in the settings section of the YouTube video itself. You will also need a scissor and a darning needle. I like the big darning needles. If you like the small ones, you do you, boo-boo. So we are going to start with our tree. We're gonna work the tree from the top down. And so you can either start this with a magic ring of 4 or a chain 2 of 4. For the chain 2 of 4, you are going to make a slip knot. You're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and you're gonna put your 4 single crochet in the first chain. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pull it tight, and you will treat that as your magic ring. You'll crochet over this tail and go right into your first single crochet for round 2. I'm going to use a magic ring. One of these days I will have a better way to explain the magic ring other than a loop-de-loop, but I loop-de-loop the yarn around my 2 fingers, under the yarn here, over the yarn that goes over my 2 fingers, and back under, pull it through. And that's your magic ring. I'm going to chain 1, and then all of the stitches you're going to crochet over this tail, go right into the loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull it tight. And that's round 1. Now, I'm sorry we're working in a magic ring of 4. I know everybody hates it. It's small, it's teeny tiny. I'm so sorry, but that is the only way to get it to have a point. For round 2, we're going to single crochet increase 2 times for a total of 6 stitches. Single crochet, increase, 1, whoop, and 2. Now again, make sure your work is the correct side out. There is no right or wrong way to crochet, but there is technically a right side and a wrong side of your work. With this being so small, it's going to want to flip this way, and then you'll be crocheting inward on itself. And that's not what you want. You want it to be flipped outside and working around the outside of your work. This is considered the right side of the work, not the wrong side of the work. Right, wrong side. I don't want you guys to think there's a right or wrong way to crochet, but there is technically a right side or a wrong side to the piece itself. It's inside out or wrong side out, inside out, outside out. You know what I mean. So now we have 6 stitches. And we are on round 3. For round 3, we're going to do 1 single crochet and an increase 3 times for a total of 9 stitches. I'm going to use this little piece of gold yarn as a stitch marker. And here we go. 1 single crochet and an increase. 1 single crochet and an increase. And again, I'm just going to continue to crochet over that tail. That way it continues to stay out of my way. After this round, I will just leave it on the inside. 1 single crochet and an increase. That was round 3. Now I'm literally just going to leave this tail, just tuck it right on the inside. For round 4, we're going to do 2 single crochet and an increase 3 times for 12 stitches. 1, 2, and an increase. 1, 2, and an increase, 1, 2, and an increase. Round 5, we're going to do 3 single crochet and an increase around 3 times for 15 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and an increase, 1, 2, 3, and an increase, 1, 2, 3, and an increase. Now I'm going to move my stitch marker. Round 6, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around for a total of 15 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Round 7, we're going to do 4 single crochet and an increase 3 times for a total of 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. Round 8, we're going to do 5 single crochet and an increase 3 times for 21 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. For round 9, we're going to do 6 single crochet and an increase 3 times for a total of 24 stitches, and this is our last increase round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and an increase. For rounds 10 and 11, we're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around for 24 stitches for each round for 2 rounds for a total of 48 stitches. I'm going to move up my stitch marker and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm gonna move up the stitch marker. Now for round 12, we're gonna do the entire round in the back loop only. So here's your front loop, this is the front loop, this is the back loop. Front loop and back loop. Front loop, back loop. We're gonna do the entire thing in the back loop only. So we're gonna do 3 single crochet and then we're gonna skip 1 stitch 6 times for a total of 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Then this stitch, we're gonna skip it and we're gonna go into the next one. 1, 2, 3, skip. 1, 2, 3, skip. 1, 2, 3, skip. 1, 2, 3, skip. 1, 2, 3, and this last stitch will be a skip. And this is our first stitch here, because that's where our stitch marker is. For round 13, we're going to do 1 single crochet and a decrease all the way around 6 times. 1 single crochet and a decrease. 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 And now we stuff. And that's what our tree is looking like before we stuff it. Now before we stuff, I am going to take the stitch marker out because we only have 1 more round. I don't want it to get in the way. And I'm gonna make that extra long, that way we don't have any issues. So now we are going to stuff our tree. The littlest bits are gonna go a long way when it comes to stuffing. And again, you want to stuff around, otherwise it's going to be lumpy. So you want to work the stuffing into the sides instead of just pushing it straight in. It will work better for you in the long run. The stuffing is what's going to give it its shape. And that's how I'm going to be able to get the stuffing into the edges here. And you don't want to overstuff it on the bottom because you do want it to be able to stand. Ta-da. I'm going to use my thumbs to make sure I'm getting into these edges. All right, so now that our tree is stuffed, we are going to work on the last round. Round number 14, you are going to decrease in every stitch around for 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to slip stitch, chain 1, cut my yarn, pull it through, thread my needle, and I'm going to cinch it shut by picking up the front loops of my last round. And pulling it tight. Going to make a knot. Do one more for good measure. That didn't knot. There we go. And I'm gonna stick this back straight through the middle, and I'm gonna come up like over here. I'm gonna pull that tight, that way it makes the bottom pucker a little bit. I'm going to put a knot over on this end. That way it does actually give it a little bit of a pucker, and that's gonna make it stand up flat. Cut the yarn, and now we can move on to the star. Again, for the star, I am using a worsted weight yarn. You could use a 3-weight, 4-weight, whatever works for you. I am gonna start again with the magic ring. If you want to use the chain 2 method, that will also work. I'm gonna leave myself a nice long tail to start with. I'd say this is about 1 foot, because you're gonna need that to reattach it to the tree. We're gonna make a magic ring, and we're going to put 5 single crochet into the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're doing the chain 2, it would be the exact same thing, 5 into the chain 2. Now again, make sure that you're not using your tail as your yarn. I've done that. Slip stitch into the first single crochet. And you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain from your hook, and slip stitch into the next single crochet. That is the first point of your star. And we're going to do that again. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain from your hook, and slip stitch into the next single crochet. Again, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain from your hook, and slip stitch into the next single crochet. 2 more times, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain from your hook, and slip stitch into the next single crochet. 1 more time, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain from your hook, and slip stitch into the last single crochet. And that's it. Chain 1 to finish off. And now you're going to want to leave yourself, if you're going to wrap the yarn around the tree, you want to leave yourself a lengthy tail, a good few feet, and cut your yarn. And then we're going to pull all that through. Ta-da, that's our star. Now, to attach it to the tree, I'm gonna use the other side of the tail. That's why we left such a long tail from the get-go. I'm gonna take our tree and our star, and you're gonna put your star at the top of the tree. And you're gonna just sew straight through the tree. place your star where you want it, and I like to just stick it straight through the middle of the star and pull it tight. I'll do that 2 or 3 times for good measure. Make sure it's sitting where I want it to be. And now you can sew these points down. I've done that in the past. I kind of like it when they're sitting out like that. Or you can sew them down. It's really personal preference of however you want your tree to look. And then I'm going to take the other tail and knot the 2 of them together. Let's do one more just for good measure. And then I'm going to take this short tail and stick it down my tree all the way to the bottom here and have it come out here. And this is how I'm going to anchor the wraparound. And so now I'm going to take this piece that I want to wrap around, and I'm literally just going to take it and wrap it all the way around the tree. Just like that. I leave about a finger width. I guess I leave 2 as it goes down. But at the top I leave about 1 finger width, and as it goes down I leave about 2 to the bottom of the tree. And then we're going to meet it at our anchor point, and we're going to tie a knot. Tie one more for good measure. I'm going to cut the excess. I'm going to take these strings, rethread my needle, and I'm going to tuck them back up into the tree, and you can't even see the knot. Cut the excess, tuck that little bit right back in, and our tree is done. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more tutorials from me, make sure you tell me in the comments. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want a written copy of this pattern, I do have it available on my website, crochetvision.com, with many, many more that are available. And I think that's all I have for you guys today. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.